So hello and good morning to everyone. So our today lead code question is 3756, that is concatenate non-zero digits and multiply by sum part 2. So basically in this question we are given a string s whose length is m and is consist of digits, and with that we are also given a 2D integer array named as queries, where queries of I will contain two indexes li and ri. That is, we have a query from index L to R. Now, for each query, for each element in the query, we have to do is we have to extract the substring from the index L to R, and then we have to perform the following operations on that substring. So now from that substring, what we need to do is we have to form a new integer named as x by concatenating all the non-zero digits from the substring, and if there are no non-zero digits then x will be 0. And there is one more variable sum, which is basically the sum of the digits in x, and our answer will be x into sum. So what we need to do is first we'll extract the substring from the range L to R, and then from that substring we have to make a variable x by removing all the zeros, and then once we make the x, then we have to find the sum of the digits, and then our answer for that query will be x into sum, x into sum, right? And at the end what we have to do is we have to return an array of integers answer, where answer of I is basically the answer to the ith query, right? And it is given that our answers can be very large, so we have to return the answer as modulo 10 ki power 9 plus 7, right? So whatever answer we have get, we'll do the modulo operation with that answer. So basically this is the question, right? So let's see examples to get the question more clearly. So we are given this string s, and we have these three queries. So if you see the first query, so in the first query we are given L is equal to 0 and R is equal to 7. So we have to extract the substring from 0 to 7. So that means the whole string. So 10203004. So this is a substring. Now we'll form x from this substring. So x will be, we'll remove all the zeros. So we get 1 2 3 4. So what is the sum? So sum is 4 3 7 2 9 and 10. Sum is 10. So answer for this query, that is x into sum. X into sum, that is 1 2 3 4 into 10. So it will become 1 2 3 4 0. So the answer of the first query is 1 2 3 4 0. Then the next query is from 1 to 3, 1 to 3, 1 to 3. That is, the substring will be 0 to 0. Then x will be 2, and sum will also be 2. So x into sum will become 4. So 4 is the answer, and this way will answer to the query 4 to 6, and at the end we return the answer array, which will contain the answer to all the queries, right? So this is an example. So let's see the constraints. So m, which is the length of the string, it can be up to 10 ki power 5, and as we know the string consists of only digits, and the total number of queries that we can have also can be up to 10 ki power 5. And queries of I, will basically contain two index L and R, and L and R can have any value from 0 to 10 ki power 5. Now our m is less than equal to 10 ki power 5. Even let's say queries dot length is q, and q is also less than equal to 10 ki power 5. So we have to think of some solution of either big of m plus q, or big of m plus q log m or log q, right? We have to think of some solution of these time complexities for the given constraints, right? So let's move to the approach part. So what is every query asking us to do? Every query is having two things, left index and the right index. So we will first find the substring of s from the index L to R, right? And then we remove all the zeros So once we remove all the zeros, we will get a new number called x. Then we find the sum of the digits of x, and then at the end we return x into sum. So basically this is what the question is asking us to do, right? So if we'll follow the brute force approach and process each query independently, then finding the substring and getting the number and then finding the solution. So it will take, in worst case, it will take big of n into q, n into q time complexity. And as we know, m can be up to 10 to the power 5 and q also can be up to 10 to the power 5. So in worst case it can be big of 10 to the power 10, which will give us time limit exceed in the worst case. So our brute force approach will not work over here, right? So what should we do? So as we know, once we get the substring and then we have to form the x. So to form the x, what we have to remove? We have to remove zeros, right? We have to remove zeros. So instead of doing it independently for each substring, right? Instead of removing the zeros during each query, what we'll do is, what if we remove the zeros in the pre-processing? If we remove the zeros in the pre-processing step, right? So let's suppose we have this string as, that is 102304 3045. Now if we remove all the zeros from this substring, we get 12345, right? So this, we are calling this as compressed digits. So once we remove all the zeros from our original string, we get a compressed digits, or we get a new string containing only non-zero digits, right? Now now every query that we solve answer should have answer made up of these digits, right? Or is some part of this substring, right? Of this string, right? But the thing is that how we will find that which part of this compressed digits, which part of this compressed digit will form the answer of a given query, right? We have, so I'll repeat it again. We have get this compressed digits after removing all the zeros from the original string. And then as we know, whatever query will solve, the answer of that query will be a continuous part of this substring or this sequence, right? But how do we know that which part of this compressed digits will be making the answer of that query, right? Because we do not know how many zeros we have removed in between the digits. So let's say if our query is from 2 to 5, right? If our query is from 2 to 5, that means from the original string, the substring is 2305, 2305. But after removing the zeros, our x will be 234. So how can we get this x? From the compressed digits sequence, right? How can we get this x from the compressed sequence, that is 1 2 3 4 and 5, right? So our x is equal to 234, and we have to get this x from this compressed sequence, right? So how we'll be determining that, right? So to find that we have built a array named as index. Now what this array will do? So basically it will store the number of non-zero digits. It will store the number of non-zero digits before any index I, right? So index of I will store the number of non-zero digits before index I in the original string, right? So let's see. So our original string was 102304 5, right? Our original string was 102304 5. This was our original string, right? So first what we'll do is, first of all we'll build the index array, and index array will store the number of non-zero digits before index I in the original string. So before index I is equal to 0, how many non-zero digits we have? We have 0 non-digits, 0 0 0 non-zero digits, right? Then before index 1 how many non-zero digits we have, right? Oh sorry, I get it wrong. This is our original string, that is 10102345, right? And this is our index array. This is our index array. So before index 0 we have 0 non zero digits. Before index 1, before index 1 before index 1 we have one non-zero digit, so we have stored 1. Before index 2 we have only one non-zero digit, that is 1, so we have stored again 1. Before index 6, before index 6 how many non-zero digits we have? We have 1 2 3, sorry, this is index 6, so before index 6 we have 4 non-zero digits. And before index 7, that is the full substring, before that index we have 5 non-zero digits. So first thing that we have done is we have built the index array, right? Now for the query that is 2 to 5, 2 to 5. So for this query what we need to do is we need to find the substring in the compressed subsequence, in the compressed sequence. So for these particular indexes we'll find the indexes in the compressed sequence. So our query is from 2 to 5. So index of 2 is giving us 1, index of 2 is giving us 1, right? So that is our left index. So that is our left index in the compressed sequence, or it means that we have one non-zero digit before index number 2, and here we have r is equal to 5. So what is r plus 1? R plus 1 is 6. And now index of 6 stores 4. So our right will become 4. That is, from index 0 to 6 we have 4 non-zero digits. We have 4 non-zero digits. That is, before index 6 we have 4 non-zero digits. So from index 2 to 5, from index 2 to 5 we have 3 non-zero digits. We have 3 non-zero digits, right? So the required digits, in the compressed sequence is from the position 2 to 4, 2 to 4. So our compressed sequence is 1 2 3 4 5. So we get 2 3 4, we get 2 3 4, right? From the position 2 to 4, right? So as we know our compressed sequence is 1 2 3 4 and 5. So the digits that we get is 2 to 4. So these are the digits, these are the digits, right? So now using the index array we get a range, inside the compressed sequence, right? That is, we have to take the elements from in left is equal to 1 up to right is equal to 4 in the compressed sequence. So now we get a range. So now using the range, what we need to find the x, that is the we want to find the corresponding number. So how we'll find that number? So for finding the exact number x, we build another array named as value. We build another array named as value, where value of I, it will store the number formed by the first I non-zero digits of the compressed sequence, right? So our compressed sequence is 1 2 3 4 5, right? This was our compressed sequence. So what our value array will store? So before index 0, what is the number formed by the first 0 non-zero digits? So it will be 0. Then we take the first number, then our number will become 1, then 12, then if we take the first three digits, then 123. If we take the first four digits, 1 2 3 4 5, if we take the first five digits, it will become 1 2 3 4 5. So this value array will store the numbers formed by the first digits digits of the compressed sequence, right? Now using the value array and the index array, we'll see how we'll find the number x. So, right, so as we know, what was our query? Our query was 2 to 5. So the index l is equal to 2, r is equal to 5. So this index is of the original string s. So now we'll find the index of the compressed sequence so that we'll find using the index array. So left index is basically index of l, that is index of 2. So index of 2 stores 1. So we get left is equal to 1 in the compressed array. And then similarly we will find right index, which is basically index of r plus 1. So here index of 6 store 4, so our right will become 4, right? That means, so now we get left is equal to 1 and right is equal to 4. So these are the indexes in our compressed sequence. So now we need to find the number. So as we know, what is our value of 4? So value of 4 is 1 2 3 4. And similarly, value of left is 1. So what we do is we'll take value of right which is 1 2 3 4 here, and we take value of left which is 1. And as we know, our required value or x is 2 3 4 in the current example. So as we know, we can write 1 2 3 4 as 1 into 10 ki power 3 plus 234, right? We can write it as, so what is 234 here? So 234 is basically 1234 minus 1 into 10 ki power 3, right? So as we see, this is our required value or x. This is x. This is value at right minus 1 is value at left into 10 ki power, what is this? This is right minus left. So we get this formula, we get the whole formula. Once we find the right index and the left index, then to find x, what we'll do is we'll do value of right minus value of left into 10 ki power right minus left. So this formula will help us to find our number x. Now once we get the x, so to find the final answer for the query, what we need x into sum. So now we need to find the sum. So to find the sum, what we'll do is we'll build another prefix array named as total. So total of I will store the sum of first I non-zero digits of the compressed sequence, right? So as our compressed sequence was 1 2 3 4 5, so total of I, so sum of first 0 digits will be 0, sum of first 1 digit is 1, sum of first 2 digits is 1 plus 2, that is 3, then 1 2 3 6, 6 4 10, 10 5 15. So this way we'll store the total sum, right? Now again, to find the sum for the query 2 to 5, first we'll find the left index and the right index. So we get 1 to 4, 1 to 4. So sum is total of right, that is 10 minus total of left is 1, 10 minus 1. So total sum is 9. So 2 plus 3 plus 4, which is also equal to 9. So this way we'll also find the sum of our substring, right? So we have seen how we'll find x and how we'll find sum. So to find x, we'll use index array and val array, and to find the sum we'll use index array and we'll use total array. And once we get x and sum, then we return x into sum, which is our final answer. So if we'll see the complexity, so to build the index array, we'll take big of n time, right? That is, we scan big of O m, not n, big of m, because m is the string length. Here we are assuming n. And to build the value array, again we take big of m time. And to build the total array, again we take big of n time. So we build all these three into one loop, and then we'll process each query. So each query will take big of one time. So overall time complexity, this whole three arrays will be built in big of m, and to answer q queries will take big of q. So the total time complexity is big of m plus q, and the space complexity is big of m. Now we'll see the whole process with the help of an example. So we have taken the same example which we have discussed in the approach part. So we have taken this original string, then the compressed string will be 1 2 3 4 5, which we get after removing all the zeros. After removing all the zeros, then using the original string, we build the index array. So index array will store the number of non-zero digits before the index I. So we using this original string, we build the index array, right? Now for the query, that is 2 to 5. So 2 to 5 means this is part 2304. So now we try to map this part in the compressed string, that is 1 2 3 4 5 means this part. So for this we find the left and we find the right. So we get our indexes left and right, and then we get the digits from the compressed string 2 3 4. Now instead of using the digits, what we'll do is we'll build the value array. So value of I will store the number formed by the first I compressed digits. So this will be a value array. Now as we know, our left is 1, our right is 4, and what we have discussed is, what is our x is value at right, that is 1 2 3 4, minus value at left, that is 1, into 10 ki power right minus left, that is 3. So 1 2 3 4 minus 1000. So we get x is equal to 234. Then to find the sum, we have built the total array, which will store the sum of the first I compressed digits. So we have built this total array, and then to find the digit sum, what we'll do is total of right here, that is 10, total of 4, minus total of left, that is total of 1, that is 1. We get the sum as 9, and then we return the final answer, that is x into sum, which is 234 into 9, and that is our final answer. So if we'll move to the code part, so in the code part we can see we have taken the modulo operation, because it is given in the question that the answer can be very large, and we have to return the answer as modulo 10 ki power 9 plus 7. So we have taken this variable, and that we are using the power variable to store powers of 10, right? And then we have taken the three different arrays that we have discussed: index array, value array, and total array. And then we have a count variable, right? And then we are using this loop to store the values in value array, total array, and index array. So this one loop will help us to build all the three arrays. So we check the digit, and if it is a non-zero digit, then we'll update our value array, that is value of count minus 1 into 10, that is the previous value that we have stored. Suppose previous value was 1 2 3, then and the current digit is 4, so 1 2 3 into 10 plus 4, so it will become 1 2 3 4, right? So we store 1 2 3 4. And similarly total will store the total sum. So whatever sum that we have stored that we have stored up to the previous uh, non-zero digit, and then we add this digit to that sum and store that sum to current count, right? So this count variable is counting the number of non-zero digits, right? And then index of I plus 1 is basically count, right? That is the number of non-zero digits before this index or before the next index, right? Then once we build the index array, value array and total array, then we'll answer all the queries. So we'll take L, left and right index of the query, and then using that L and R we'll find the left and right, right? And if left is equal to right, that means there is no non-zero digit in the current range. So in that case we will push 0 as the answer and we continue, right? Else we find the length, that is right minus length, and the number is value of right minus value of left into power of 10 की power length, that is, and we do modulo operation, right? And if our number is less than 0, then we add modulo to that, and a sum, then we find the sum which is total of right minus total of left, and then we push number into sum and we do modulo, right? And at the end we return the answer vector. So I hope I'm able to explain you the solution properly. So if you like the video solution, please make sure to like, share and subscribe the channel. Thank you.